Hello there, baby dolls. We are witnessing a bit of a tumble throughout the day, but the Bitcoin monthly candle, despite momentarily, going up to green, now coming back red, we aren't really too concerned. You see, the September candle, it's nice because it's smaller. It's showing you that the market, after going down, it's not that worried about how far down it can go. It's another way to look at it. And the Bitcoin monthly candle here, it is still September, but we're waiting to see what happens at the end. Of course, of the end of the year, we know Q4 has a median return of Bitcoin of 55%. And if we get that, we get around $90,000. And we're going to obviously just take it day by day. But for the most part, the Bitcoin maxis still get to celebrate a further increase in this Bitcoin dominance, which is beautiful, actually. It's loading the biggest alt season ever. And we do welcome that. I really do mean that, friends, because even though we're watching ETH BTC crumble down to zero right now, Vitalik, no, Vitalik, please, no. We're watching it go down. We know what's ultimately coming. It's going to just require more patience. I know, friends, we've been very, very, very patient. But yeah, man, this is the ETH BTC chart. It looks absolutely poop. Ethereum is now in its longest downtrend ever. And you put the super trend, you can actually see it's been red for a long time. But this yellow line that I have drawn, I feel like that's the future of what happens here. I feel like this longest down period ever is met with one of the longest up periods ever. But see, I said the longest up period ever. I didn't say the most powerful up thrust move. That's cycle one type of stuff. But ultimately, we're still waiting for this thing to bottom out. That's what everyone's waiting in crypto for the next event. Now, I'm sure everyone's aware of the macro news coming out this week. I've mentioned to you 20 times. It is the FOMC. We're waiting for that interest rate decision to come out. It is still neck and neck now, friends. And I'm watching it closely because when we last checked it, it was like a 50-50 rate chance, 50-50 odds, the difference between 25 basis points and 50 basis points. Actually, I'm looking at it right now, and the odds have changed again. Uh-oh. This is not good. We want 25 basis point. Remember, if they stop the hiking cycle with a 50 basis point cut, historically, that's the one where your forward 1 year return of the stock market is down. But the 25 basis point cut is a safer one. So now, after seeing this revelation, friends, I think we're going to need some angel music to try rescue us, because, what do we do at this point? Let's say they do cut by 50 basis points. What happens? Well, historically, of course, we're doomed in a year. Historically. 1 year, though. What does that mean from now? But here's the problem, man. Everyone knows we're doomed in a year. So what do you think we're going to get lucky? Hey, let's go euphoric in the next 60 days. I don't know. If we do get that, friends, we know we're definitely screwed in a year, because that means everybody's like fighting the cycle, and if everyone fights the cycle and they overwhelm it, it doesn't mean that we're going to get good times ahead. It means we're going to get some cope times ahead. But, I guess we'll wait for that announcement and check out how the Russell 2000 responds to this going ahead, because that's the final key missing piece, right? The small cap index. And if you're worried on the sidelines, look, climbing a wall of worry is the bull market. That's what the bull market is. I want to show you what the top of the bull market looked like in 2021. Look at this. This is Natty Boo, Bitcoin Maxi. Look at this, friends. Do you remember I gave you a big warning sign about the Soilana girls' house? And it's actually right here. This one. Warning. Soilana girls' villa.
Man that has both. The lounge.
Okay, do you remember, friends? And I told you that women, I love women. Okay, of course, we love women. You're from Venus, okay? Women are all about social lubrication. They don't go against the grain usually, okay? Men do that. The top 30%, right? So the top 10, 20% do that, right? Really? Women are all about community and social approval and stuff. They always follow what's popular, okay? Now, men do that too, but not all of them. Now, here's the problem. When you have, this girl running around, yeah, look at my painted toenails. I'm thinking oh, that's telling me Solana now has maximum approval out there in the world for you to do that. And there's 10 girls in this reality house. Well, in that episode, I showed you that top of Bitcoin was the same thing too. You see this? All these girls. I'm starting a weekly Bitcoin dinner with my girlfriends who are new to Bitcoin investing. Welcome them to Team Orange. You see? So it's, yeah, there you go. That was literally the top. By the way, it's literally the top on the day. On the day, the top right here. So it just, see friends, it's kind of amazing how these things work out. This is not an indicator you can get. The RSI doesn't tell you this. But it just shows you the types of things happening at that time. Right? Because you can always look at the indicator and go, oh, because there's always another bullish indicator. There's always another bullish or another bearish indicator. But what type, who do you want to be on the same side as? Do you want to be long when there's 10 girls running around a Solana house with these altcoins graffiti on, where they're literally saying, haha, you're too poor to stay in the Solana house, while FTX is dumping $954 million of Solana in the background, which they are, unstaking soy and dumping? Do you want to be on the same side as the girls in the house, or do you want to be the same side as the guys, what they're doing in the background with $1 billion? Think about it. Now, what about Bitcoin? You go back in here. Do you want to be on the same side as these girls saying they're going to start a Bitcoin dinner? That's what I'm just helping you to think about now. Now, here's the thing, man. We don't have that Bitcoin thing yet. We kind of have it with the Bitcoin culture in terms of like anti-Ethereum, anti-Vitalik, anti-altcoins. Altcoins, we have that. That's why we have the longest Bitcoin dominance run of all time right now, 609 days so far on the weekly super trend. So we have that going on now, and there's a lot of altcoin bears. I mean, you know, okay, it's contrarian to be there. You know that's the healthy place to be. But for how long? We'll see. Also, shout out to my baby doll friend Brian. Coinbase App Store isn't ranked #1 yet. I'm still not gening my bags. Yes, Coinbase only hit 34 in March this year. Now it's back down to like rank 400. So we're nowhere near that. But just remember this, man. It's going to appear again, friends. It's going to appear. They're going to come out and say, yes, this is cool. This is great. So you got to be on the lookout. And speaking of being on the lookout, pew, 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 pew. You got to be on the lookout for Donald Trump's second planned assassination. Donald Trump tweeted today, 0 for 2. So there were gunshots around him. I think he was somewhere. I forgot where he was. But yes, they had to evacuate him again. So there was like a second planned assassination. I'm not sure exactly the details. Maybe it's just some cahoots person shooting in the background. Doesn't matter. 0 for 2. You gotta remember, man, like they're trying to kill him. Like, trying to kill him. They do the legal part, they do the media part, they go increase thing, and now they actually, he's a bullet in the head. So you gotta wonder, why are they trying to kill him? Well, friends, we went through this, and once again, I'm gonna play some Habibi Alibi music. Also, Donald Trump. He is anti-World Economic Forum. He is anti-eating bugs. He is anti so many of things. He's anti-CBDC. He wants to take the troops out of war. He wants to stop the war. And you're like, dang, isn't stopping war good? Yeah, stopping war is good for you and me. When you're the US military and the US government and the US Fed, and you need war to keep the money printer going, plus that's your tornado cash of the Middle East, because friends, they can go buy a tank for like $10 billion and they're going to send it to the Middle East, and then they receive payments in another bank account somewhere. Now they have $10 billion to go spend. Black budget projects, wormhole things, whatever the hell they're doing, Boeing and Skunkworks or the UFO tech. You have to see, and now it's off the American balance sheet. However, if you get them to stop doing war, the Congress can't vote for that $10 billion tank to get spent, can they? They'll say, hey, bro, why do you need $10 billion worth of tanks? There's no war going on. And then they're like, how do we fund this stuff? We can't. We got to get access to the money printer. You see? So that's basically the big thing behind the curtains, the stuff we can't see. So obviously I have here Orange Man Good, friends. Orange Man Good. We might see a resurgence of orange Donald Trump themed stuff. Look, if there's any meme, by the way, that could survive when the person passes away, it's a Donald Trump meme. Okay, because the idea of him that they tried to assassinate him, he took a bullet to the head. This is OMG on PulseChain PLS. I'm changing to the OMG PLS ratio. This is nice. This is nice. Doesn't even matter if these things go down, friends. They're so thin, bro. They're so thin. But these are just, at least there's opportunity for you to participate in that narrative, and there's no cabal, and there's you're on PulseChain, cheaper transactions, and you're in blue ocean area, man. That's the best part about this. You don't have to go buy $400 million market cap stuff on Ethereum to participate in these. That's something that is going to be to our advantage later on. Obviously, you need the whole chain to win in the end, but if it works out, it's going to be handsomely rewarding. Now, speaking of PulseChain friends as well, one of my favorite aspects of the PulseChain community is how people stop whinging and then build things for themselves. We now have like 3 or 4 Bubbles websites. So this is Pulsorian. He literally just made his own freaking website. I love seeing this, man, friends. This gives me so much confidence in there. Like, see, everyone in crypto whinges. We all whinge. Nah, prices are down, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but in PulseChain, there's a twist. They whinge, and then they go and do something about it. That's the difference. They go whinge, they go, hey, this is it. Screw it. I'm doing my own thing. It's beautiful. The rest of the crypto industry, they're not like that, dude. They're not building their own bridges and doing all these. They're not. They're just not. Friends, I want you to think about this. We love Charles Hoskinson, okay? Charlie Boo, Chuck, is a good man. There's an approach, though, that Charles Hoskinson takes. He does a streaming. He's a bit more like for general population part, more versus compared to Richard Hart. However, Richard, he has a different persona when he's public. Richard's persona is, I'm playing to win. Okay? I'm playing to win. I will conquer everything. And Charles's is, I'm playing to win, but I'm going to build bridges everywhere. You see, now here's the thing. When price charts go down, it doesn't really matter what's going on here, but they cater to different personalities. But I just want you to think about, in a bull market, friends, what do you think people are going to be celebrating more? Do you think they're going to be celebrating the hand holding more? Or do you think they're going to be celebrating the guy who's chopped off everyone else's heads and he's running through town, right? And just like everyone's like, so, oh my gosh, look at this barbarian, but there's so many trophies and everybody he's winning. Do you see what I mean? That's bull market leverage. I'm just trying to help you understand that there is a market. By the way, even if you don't agree with that, who cares? There are people out there who like agreeing with it. There are people out there, they see themselves as mavericks. Friends, you got to remember, like, there's Donald Trump took a bullet to the face. You know what I mean? Like, there's people out here, they know stuff is going on. They want a leader to rally around who's fearless to do things like that. So there is big potential out here. Also, PulseChain itself is only 600 million market cap. So even if you think, oh, PulseChain is only half as good as Cordanzo, bro, friends, that's 12x difference. Okay, if you flip Cordanzo ADA, that's 24x. If Pulse just meets it halfway, that's 12, man. By the way, if Pulse does 12, things like Orange Man Good, Peacon, PulseChain, Dick with Butt, PDI, everything, Atropa ecosystem, man, if Pulse the Spear does 12, everything else has a multiplier on that. Maybe EHEX and PHEX do like 18. You see, that's a 50% gain on that. The other things can do like anywhere from 2 to 20x higher, man. You see, the potential's big. And look at the community. Like, don't you like seeing people who sell, instead of rolling over and crying, they're like, hey, there are evil cabal gatekeepers on ranking sites. I'm adding my own one. So it's funny. The gatekeepers make their own ones, and the people are getting gatekeeper. It seems like a mess, but it's beautiful, man. It's great to see. It's like a self-oiling machine here. So last thing I want to show you is Taylor Swift, right? Taylor Swift. So no booty and booty. No booty and booty. So no booty. Okay, you have Cripple. You've got Igon Layer, Starkware, Molestia, Arbitrum, all of these, Pui, okay? And then you have the meme coins out here, the meme coins. By the way, you notice this? I've even got the Hex logo here. By the way, you see this? I've got the Pulse logo as well, friends. You gotta understand, in a network, in a cult, the idea is that that thing is cool. Isn't Apple a cult? Yeah. I want to ask you this. Do you really need your phone? You might say, yes, I do. Okay, but do you really need an iPhone? Do you really need it? You could go buy one of those Chinese ones, right? You could save like 80% of the cost. You could. You could do that. You could live your life perfectly. You don't need it. But you want to be in the cult. I like the Apple logo. I like how slick it is. By the way, all the Chinese firms have just copy-pasted Ethereum, Apple's sleekness and stuff anyway. But you're not part of the group. Do you see? But mentally, when you say, oh, Chinese cheap copy, cheap fake version, probably breaks a bit earlier. But you don't really care, man. You don't really care. Or do you? Yeah, you do care. You don't really need it. But it's the same thing in crypto. Do you need to be in any of these things? No, you don't need. The only thing you really need is the roof over your head, the clothes on your back, and some oranges in the fridge. That's all you really need, friends. You don't actually need much than that. And a squeaky chair, of course. So once you start to dive into it, you figure out what product market fit. What do people want? What do people want? Well, you start to figure out when you network in a community, when there's so much energy, people just being there, getting the feeling like they're climbing, that's the product, man. That's the product. You know, friends, there's laptops and there's emails and all these other applications out here for businesses. People don't really need all of them. It just feels like you're productive. It feels like it. It's crazy. I feel like I'm being productive. Right? But if you actually split a lot of it down, you'll probably end up solving yourself a way to become like a billionaire. Because like people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and everyone else, they realize, all these things, they're just tricking me. I don't actually need any of this shit. I just like, this is what I actually need. When I actually sit down and go, what do I actually need? And they're super efficient on the day. But if you start doing this fundamental approach to crypto, you get the answer. Do you actually need Bitcoin? Yes, I need it to go up in price. That's literally it. Okay, so memes, friends, it's more than just, meme coins, ha ha ha, community laughing. Yeah, there's different levels of memes, man. There is. So you're seeing all this. Look at Princess Peach's big fat booty as well. Even Landwolf, friends, there are multiple vampires out there. Yeah. I want to be... So, okay, there's 15 vampires. I want to be in the one that was early, survived 3 rugs, and everybody is still in there making hot memes. I want to be in that community. I don't care what it is. I want to be in there. You don't invest in narratives. You invest in a community. Look at PulseChain, man. The self-oiling machine. You see that? Now, of course, when moon. I wish I knew. We don't know when moon. I'm just telling you. You have to take Warren Buffett's approach, friends, how he takes a 10-year view and stuff. He says, well, if you don't want to own something for like 10 minutes, okay, well, you don't want to own it for 10 years, okay? So if you're going to own something for that short amount of time, you better be willing to wait forever. And it's the same thing with crypto. It's like, hey, this community, now we don't have 10 years, right? You got to divide it by 4. It's like 2 years is an eternity in crypto. So in crypto, when you're saying, these memes, right? Friends, they're fun today and they're fun now, and you can still look at them, look at the logos and make stuff now. They can only accelerate in a bull market. So like, that's how you're thinking of it. You're thinking, this coin, this community, there are members out here, they tag everything. Everyone's sticking together like that. That's your blue ocean area, man. That's how you win. That's you want to align yourself. Now, you don't know which one specifically. You don't know. You just know on average, if you're thinking that way, it's like at the end, friends. Like if PulseChain, we make it, we are going to make it. But when we make it, people are going to go back to my videos and go, it was all obvious the whole time. Of course, the cult that doesn't sell after minus 99% is so retarded they're not leaving. Duh. That's exactly what they're going to be saying. And I'm going to be saying, Habib, how come the first 3,700 videos, how come the first 3,700 videos didn't wake you up? How come it was only the videos showing you that you've already missed out on a 9x? And now you're going to miss out on the next 90x. Really, it's a rhetorical question. We know the answer, friends. The answer is, you've got very pointy elbows. We're going to break the backs of the bears. Like, subscribe, baby, and all. Catch you in the next one.